when you start getting on this information. This isn't just read something out of a book and now we know it because we read it and Supreme Court said it, so it's verified, so we're gonna go with it because this is divine first. This is, you better know that saying I'm a Moor, exercising your rights, is nature's law hinged in universal law. So if you never did a birth record, birth chart, if you never check the stars before you proclaim your nationality or after you proclaim your nationality, why would nationality work? Because it's grounded in astrology, especially Moorish nationality. Moorish nationality, beyond anybody else's nationality, is supremely geared in astrology. That you have to at least acknowledge and recognize that it's something that exists if your nationality is going to work. Like, you can't say, oh, well, I don't want to learn about that, but you know, El Bay, you need to recognize you don't have jurisdiction. That your stuff's not working. Because the universe is against you. Because you're not with the universe. Why would it be with you? Why would it look out for you if you're not looking out for it? Right? What type of public notice should I put out to make hard-lasting impact? Again, we're not doing things to get a response from the Europeans. We're doing things because they have to be done and they haven't been done. We're doing things because there was an order put out from 1913 to 1929 that Negro, black, colored people had to do certain things, mainly and namely proclaim who they are, so they can have the guidance and protection of their ancient foremothers and forefathers moving forward after they make this proclamation. We haven't, so like Nana Olokun told us, ancestors abandoned our people. And all they have left is the people who have true knowledge of self and who are in tune with the ancient foremothers and forefathers, because we're the only ones that could get them back. Because the ancestors are going to work with us because we got nationality. And so we honor them. So they'll work with us to help some Negro, black, colored people. But Negro, black, colored people, they're on their own. That's why they're getting what they're getting. Ancestors abandoned them. And just go talk to any Vodun priest, priestess who goes into trance. Tell them go into trance. And whatever entity that speaks to them, Shango, Obatala, Olokun, Yemeya, whoever, ask them, what Negro, black, colored people, our people who are zombies or people who don't know their self, you know, are the ancestors looking after them? And see what answer you get. And then you make a decision on should you be around these people or should you focus on yourself and your family and other people who have a nationality like you. That's why we don't go for people. People gravitate to this. People leave messages. We don't put out some ad for class and, you know what I mean, whatever, but people link us. We don't go hand out 1,000 flyers, you know what I mean, in hopes that they come visit the Moorish Science Temple. No, people come to us, right? Because this is theirs. They have to want this. This is not us selling it to them for them to get down with it, right? We don't have to get some type of acknowledgement from some European that they got our writ or, you know, sent something back. Oh, I got it written. You know, when you were talking about the Moorish whatever, my granddad, and that's a letter from a governor or something like that. That ain't, you're putting them on notice is just that, notice. Just like they don't care who reads, you know, highway closure tomorrow 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Whoever doesn't read it, and then they're barreling down the highway or whatever like that, and they smash their car into something because they didn't know, that's on them. Because we gave you notice. Same thing. Put them on notice. So at least they know. How you put them on notice? Your paperwork, whatever your documentation is that you're using as who you are. Name correction, judicial proclamation, you know, people have them in other names or whatever. Making copies of those and putting the people who are considered the government on notice of your claim of who you are. And that's what you do to put them on notice. And, you know, you could put 7 people on notice, you could put 500 people on notice. It's your birthright. You use your own common sense and do what you will. Right? Which public officials of use should I be notifying? Same thing, right? Use your common sense. Who would you notify? Who in your state should know that you proclaimed their nationality? And then write those names down. And then that's who it is. Right? You're not going to put your... How to effectively put my proclamation in their system. You're not going to put your proclamation in their system unless you are part of a state that has a county recording office that accepts common law affidavits. So if you're in a state that has a county recorder's office, you go to the county with the state constitution and the obligation of the notary of the county recorder's office, and then you go there and you file your documents. That's the only way that you're going to get anything in quote unquote their system. But it's not really their system because the county is separate from the state. It's not really their system that you're putting it in. Even if you could do that, it's not really their system because they don't have a system. Right? They've just been pretending this whole time. And then we've been going with the pretend, and now we're realizing that, oh, you guys got me on the Truman Show? And then you open the door, which is supposed to be the sky, and there's a beach back there. Because they played you. What writs can I use to flop the case? Go to Writs of Freedom on RV Bay Publications and start studying there. If you've already studied there, because you already said that you know, put stuff in and all that, had court. Or you said that before the next court date, which means you already had a court date. So if you had a court date, you should have had stuff put in before the court date. If you weren't able to get stuff put in before the court date, then you got to go to Writs of Freedom and go through those writs, get some studying on, and be what you know. Because again, when we were talking about it in the beginning, with telling them that you're more and you're shrugging your shoulders at them, and then in hindsight, you're calling him an idiot and stuff like that. All those things are indications that your energy was off. Going in there, energy was off. So that's why you got the pressure. Because I don't care where you are, nobody can say they never heard of Moors. And this is some new thing. And as soon as they start playing that game, know that they're colored. and they're just doing their colored process. And again, we have many Moors that we can show to prove that Moorish nationality works. This is not just some stuff that we're talking about or whatever. This is something that people know about and they respect it, right? Islam Sheikh Kujo, thank y'all for lessons on Holy Friday and today. I'm appreciating the shorter videos. When autoplay is in effect, it's easier to return to specific topic for review. Gratitude for Canaanland Moors. I went to a cellular store with a friend to replace a broken glass on her cell phone owned by an Ethiopian. He quoted to her the price and method of payment. If she pays in cash, she will receive a discount. I say, you should not be paying taxes anyways. He looks at me, thinking I know what he knows and does, and said, yeah. She has a problem with Moor status, but points to me. She's a Moor. She has been telling me this today. End story. She pays no taxes and gets 10% discount off total purchase. This Thursday, I purchased groceries and paid 50 cents including 9-cent tax. I know I would not have to pay taxes if I show ID. They see me every time in my turban and I get respect. It was the cashier giving me blessings and it was feeling right. So to say, as my mental increases in the knowing of self, I would exclude unshakable confidence. Ashe. Right, so just, again, Moors coming into this, realizing that it starts with them. They can't keep pretending that they're black and you know what I mean, they're not Moors. Something has to give. Something has to happen where, you take that next step. Because you can't keep saying or recognizing that, okay, you're not black, you're not African, you're not, and then not the next step, well, what am I, and then be what you are. Until you be what you are, you're in limbo, right? Brother Guamanaco L. Islam Kujo and the Active Moors. I affirm that AA 222141 works indeed in Quebec territory. I went to a post Canada to send my proclamation paperwork. I started to tell her I'm more American, showing my ID card. Don't pay taxes, told her the number to take off the taxes. Since this was new to her, she went to look on how to process the whole thing. After a few minutes, she started the process. In order to see what she was doing, I told her, may I please look? She turned the screen so I could see. On the screen, they have 4 options regarding tax exempt. Once she clicked the tax exempt button, a new window opened. On that window, there were 2 slots, one for name, organization, and the other to enter the number. When she entered my appellation and the number, it worked and she was stunned. However, I made a mistake because I did not check how she typed my appellation, for she typed it in all caps. That's one for the team, bro. That's one for the team. You got the taxes off, don't even worry about it. That's one for the team.